Yeah, good morning. Now the class starts. Sir. So yesterday we were talking about. Just a minute, please. All right. 1 minute. Amazon came out. Yeah. All sets. I'm opening portal. Just a minute. Yeah. So yesterday we were creating virtual machines and we were discussing some topics. We did not complete all the topics, but we will do it now. So I will go to virtual machines. Please bear patience. Something is slow. Strange. Okay, now it's good. I'm creating virtual machines. We are under compute, right? Agree? We are under compute. So I'm creating a resource group. Anybody wants to do in parallel with me is also fine. Or after that also we'll take 5 minutes to finish the VM creation. KD-test VM is what I am giving it. You can give test VM KD-VM-RG. Some random name I'm giving, so whichever name you like. But in real time, we already discussed this, right? In real time, we don't give resource groups names. Already resource groups will be created as per application team planning. Yesterday's point all clear, right? Okay. It's not like you don't, for every virtual machine, you don't create a resource group, sir. As per your organization's planning, if there is an application, for that application, there will be a resource group. And all the resources that belong to that application will be kept in that resource group. If there are 10 applications, there can be 10 resource groups. Okay with this point, right? Resource group is nothing but collection of resources grouped together. That's all. How many resource groups we can create in a subscription?
800.
How many resource groups we can create in a subscription?
Resource group 50.
How many resource groups we can create in a subscription?
1800 plus.
How many resource groups we can create in a subscription? RG. How many RGs I said? How many RGs? Inside an RG, how many resources you can create? Instances is 800. That's a correct answer. So my question is, how many RGs you can create in one subscription? I'm sure by now you'd have got the answer, whoever is Googling. Kiran, I can see your eyes, answer in the eyes. 2 minutes. Hey, sir, actually 1 minute. For any of that such questions, right, sir, Azure resource limitations or limits. Azure subscription limits and quotas. Only one website we have. Okay, if you just go there and whatever is the query that you have, resource groups, if you do, resource group for subscription is 980. We got the answer. Somebody already said it. No. I'm not saying no. We already got the answer. 980 under one resource group, 980 under one. Under one subscription, 980 resource groups max. Okay, done. Thank you. So you can't remember all these things. I understand, but under one resource group, how many resources can be there? How many instances can be there? 800.
800.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so KD, and those keep changing. So please remember, they are not fixed forever or something. They keep changing. And I also said that sometimes if you want even more than that, you have to contact Microsoft sales team or support team. From the back end, it is possible to increase, but from the front end, it remains the same. Okay, sir. Anyways, resource group I gave, virtual machine name I gave, location. Yeah, yesterday, Mauli sent me a message asking that, hey, KD, I'm not seeing all the all the subscriptions I'm not seeing, or not subscriptions, sir. All the regions I'm not seeing. I'm seeing only 6 or 7 or 8. Correct. So you are using a free trial account, right? Sometimes you will not see the complete list of regions. For you also, is it the same or is it different?
It's same TD.
Limited.
Trial version, yes.
Limited options are there, right?
Yes, only 6 or 7. Yes.
So keep that in mind, sir. It might be limited option, but it's okay. You can use anything. It's okay. Now, sir, I'm picking right now South India, which is close to me. And so now today we have to talk about availability set and availability zone option. It will take half an hour, 15-20 minutes, maybe a little more. But I need your extreme concentration as it is morning. We'll get started. Fresh mind. Shall I start with availability zone concept first? So what's the region? Sorry, what's the data center? What's a data center? What is a data center in Azure?
A physical location where all the servers are hosted.
One physical building where all servers are hosted. So one physical building, right? Perfect. What is a region?
Region hosts a set of data centers.
Region contains set of data centers. Perfect, Gary. Thank you, sir. What is geography?
Geography means the location.
Geography, sir. Yeah, I'm watching up because I've kept your monitor there, my second monitor.
Country-wise, we can say that geography.
Proper definition, just a definition if you have to answer, what is geography in Azure?
Look, means
Group of
Group of
data centers.
regions.
Group of regions.
Group of regions or group of data centers.
Group of regions is the best answer. A set of regions defined in a boundary, specific country specific boundaries are there. Group of regions. So data center is one building. A region is group of buildings. I mean group of data centers. And geography is group of regions. This hierarchy is, I'm sure you all are clear. Already we had a conversation yesterday. So now today we will talk a next level point. The point is how to protect these virtual machines. Safety. Okay, so let's do what? Let's talk like this. Let's talk like this. Okay, I'm taking paint for a artistic picture. Microsoft Azure Data Center layout. 1 minute. We'll talk about this later because if I talk now, it will be confusion. So bear with me, sir. Just a minute. So these are live pictures, okay? I mean, these are real pictures, obviously, of Azure data centers. Literally, whatever images you see on the, yeah. I'll take this. So nothing, I'm just trying to explain a simple concept. That's why I'm taking these images. Please don't mind. Bear with me for 5 minutes. We will be. So, hey, by the way, these are all not buildings, by the way. These all are, what do you call? These are power source generators. I mean, the power supplies that are needed. So I'm ignoring this stuff. Yeah. So let's assume that let's assume that these are some Azure Microsoft data centers and they have assume, sir. Okay, this is also not a perfect picture, but let's assume that building 1, building 2, building 3, building 4, building 5. Example, I'm saying. Okay, sir. Actually, in reality, what Microsoft does, Microsoft knows. They don't reveal outside. They never tell how they have properly have done a layout. So assume that there are 5 buildings. Assume. This might not be a building also. Buildings are even bigger. So for image sake, I have taken. So for example, now listen carefully. I am creating a virtual machine, sir, VM. Let's assume that this is South India. South India, the region. Now I am creating a virtual machine, a VM. So definitely every virtual machine, it's virtual. It will be created in a physical
Data center.
It will be created in physical data center. The VM must be present somewhere. So I think I also showed you in my laptop as well that I have Oracle VirtualBox. I showed you this. If I create a virtual machine in this VirtualBox, obviously the virtual machine will be present in my laptop. Same way, if I create a virtual machine in Azure portal, the virtual machine will be created in Microsoft South India region. So let's imagine the VM that we created just now. 1 minute, sir. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, sir. Done. So my VM will be created where now? Definitely in this building, sir, or maybe this building, or maybe this building, or this building somewhere. Let's assume that my VM is present in this building. Who decides this? Where no, correct, but Microsoft has got a intelligent architecture in the background, which will analyze whenever somebody is creating a VM. Out of the 5 buildings, which building has got less capacity, utilization is less, it will balance. So that means in Microsoft internal programming, they have written in such a way that whichever building is less, they will balance. If any, let's say Hemant is creating one more virtual machine, obviously Hemant virtual machine will be residing in the next one, assume. Okay, and then Ambika created one more. Let's say it goes here. So now it's creating this message. But do you have control? Can you tell where your virtual machine must go? Hey, I want my virtual machine in building number 3. Hey, I want my virtual machine in building number 4. Do we have such an option?
No.
In Azure, no way.
But it depends on the resource, right? Where it is, wherever the resources are available, there only it will go and sit.
Correct, sir. But that's a decision of Microsoft, right? Not your decision, not my decision. There's no option like that.
Like load balancing.
That's internal load balancing of Microsoft. So we really don't know what logic, what algorithm, what they are writing, how programming they have written. We have no clue. So now what I'm saying, sir, now we need to, now Microsoft has given an option. Now means not now, a few years before itself. They said, hey, we will give you a liberty to select which building you want. You can pick the building. So for example, unfortunately, that liberty is not there in South India data center. South India is not a proper data center, meaning, see, can you see here, there's an option called availability zone. In availability zones, physically separate your resources, meaning physically separate your resources within an Azure region, put your resources, meaning your VMs, in building 1, building 2, building 3, wherever you want. That liberty they are giving. That concept is called as availability zone. So let me show one thing. I have a slide, I'll go there, but before going to the slide, just go to availability zone, Google for, Microsoft availability zone, Azure availability zone. If you go to
Deepak, but there is a chance, but this VM will not belong to Azure, right?
Which one?
He said there is a chance that this VM will not belong to cloud.
No, they are cloud VMs only.
No, actually, in my environment, VMs are a private.
Correct, sir. But that means you are using private cloud. You are purely using private cloud of your own. All your VMs are located in your own location. So that's private cloud option.
Yeah, but DB and applications are public.
Applications are public. Okay. But your VMs are on in your own premises itself. Okay. That means your private cloud, sir, technically speaking. Applications are on public cloud. VMs are on your private cloud because your company can't cross some rules, maybe. That's why you are keeping your data with yourself.
Yeah.
Understood. But I think your setup is different. We are talking about public cloud only right now. So now look at this one, sir. Microsoft normally says that, hey, South India is not an availability zone. Chennai is not. Pune is. Let me do one thing. Let me change the region to central India. Central India. So the moment I change it to Central India, under availability options, can you see availability zone is not grayed out? It is activated. That means it's an availability zone. And so if you select availability zone, it will ask you, hey Ambika, you want to keep your VM1 in zone 1 or zone 2 or zone 3? So what are nothing? Zones are nothing but, so zones are nothing but each building is a specially called as an availability zone, each building. Microsoft says that normally they will have more than three or more, two to three, or maybe more than three also availability zones in one building. 1 minute, sir. So what is the specialty of these three zones? Why are you calling it a zone? We are calling it zone because between these three zones, right, sir, it will be an extremely very fast, very fast high-speed network between buildings. I'm saying not inside the building, sir. Between these three buildings, extremely high-speed network, which will give you a round-trip latency of less than 2 milliseconds. That itself tells these three are like super tight connected buildings with high-speed internet. Within less than 2 milliseconds of round trips, meaning data will go there and come back also in less than 2 milliseconds. So that's the power of availability zone. Now, KD, how do I use this availability zone? So if you, so 1 second, if Ambika created one VM in availability zone 1 by any chance, Ambika created one VM here, right? Ambika created one VM there. Ambika, if this building crashes, please don't think that this VM will have a copy there or a copy here. No. Safety means, 1 minute, sir. Don't misunderstand. If I remove availability zone option, if I keep no infrastructure required, I don't have a choice, right? My VM will go wherever it wants. I mean, wherever Microsoft wants. If I select availability zone options, I can pick where I want. Building 1, building 2, building 3, I can pick, or we can pick. If availability zone option is not there, you can't pick. Other than that, sir, this is not about safety, right? This is not about safety. It's a choice to customer where you can keep your VM. Now, please don't, because last patch there was a question from someone saying that, KD, Microsoft is charging me more with availability zone. If I create my VM here, will they create a copy of my VM in other 2 locations? Answer is no. So it is only a virtual machine, a choice for you. You have, sir, your building is again best option. Primary replica always on AG will be here. Best option, sir. Secondary replica always on AG will be nearby. Got it? One more replica you keep here if you want. Total 3 replicas in the same region, it is HA, high availability, because it's not disaster recovery. All are in the same data center, right? So just scroll down a little more. Now watch. These 3 are availability zones, sir. One primary replica obviously here, secondary replica 1, secondary replica 2. In another regions, in another location, secondary replica 3 if you keep. So my overall point is, between these 3, it's a very high speed internet connection with less than 2 milliseconds round trip interval. 1 primary replica and 2 secondary replicas, or maybe 1 primary replica and 1 secondary replica you can keep here. Between them, you can configure synchronous mode. You can configure synchronous mode and you will not have any performance issues. Normally, that is a problem we see, right? Between primary replica and secondary replica, performance issues. If you, especially when you pick sync node, sync mode.
Yeah, sync mode.
So these 2 will give you extremely good performance. Okay, KD, as a DBA, can I use availability zone? Obviously, we can use, sir. Mainly for always on AG purpose. It's a very good option for synchronous replicas. If you create one VM here, sir, please don't think that there'll be a second VM created there for safety. So now let me show you a small clarity. So now I'm picking Central India, which I did. I'm picking availability zone option. So it'll ask me in zone 1, you want to keep zone 2. So I'm keeping in zone 1. So my VM goes to zone 1. Or I can remove zone 1 and keep zone 3, sir. Okay. It'll ask me for what again? It'll tell that your VM will be in VM 3. Okay. So what if I select zone 1 also, zone 2 also, and zone 3 also? What will happen, sir?
3 replicas will create.
You are seeing on the screen here, it is creating 3 virtual machines not one, in all the three locations, in VM1, VM2, VM3.
Yeah, yes.
So
It's all high availability, right, sir? I mean, no.
this is
With-
high
with
availability. This is high
With same
availability.
name, right? With same name.
No.
And in,
Names are
in this,
Naming will be different.
Names are different. -1, -2, -3. So
Because I think so, if names different, same means it will get problem for the.
correct. So it will be same ID, same system ID. So it will not be. So it will be separate. So now,
So the charge will be tripled, right?
oh,
14
yeah,
and 3.
definitely charge will be
Definitely.
triple. Yeah, expensive.
Money makes no
1
sense.
minute, sir. Not finished yet. See,
Okay.
in your mind, in my mind, in our mind, we have always on AG, right, sir?
Yeah.
We are thinking like DBS. Let's think like an application developer, application admin, application guys. Application guys will do what, sir? Just asking. They also use clusters, web servers,
But they
web
just
servers.
it's a copy of it.
They use web servers. Web servers, they cluster the web servers. So for you, for me, we are thinking always on AG in mind. From a application team perspective, if you think, sir, they will be using what? For same servers for what?
Cluster.
Application purpose, 3 servers. All the 3 servers will load balance. Application load balancing they will take care of.
Yeah.
So these 3 servers you use for database purpose, fine. The same 3 servers you want to use for application load balancing purpose, fine. So its usage is different. So I'm talking about we are configuring it. That's it. Who uses for what purpose is their choice. Any questions on availability zones, please? I have some more points to tell. If there are no questions, then we'll go and discuss.
So automatically failover will happen, sir?
No. Which one? If you configure like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk like always on AG. If it is done, yes. If primary replica goes off, automatically secondary replica will, all that is same.
So manually we need to failover or?
No, automatic. Same. Always on AG.
Yeah.
So
We
again,
don't
what
know.
I'm saying is that these 3 VMs that you are building, you can use it for whatever purpose you want. You can use it for always on AG purpose. Application team can use it for application purpose. That's fine. But these 3 machines are tightly connected, very tightly connected, sir, with a extremely high latency of less than extremely low latency of less than 2 milliseconds. They are super set up for always on AG. So by the way, why I am insisting so many times is because this is a very famous choice for people nowadays. Always on AG is being configured between zone.
But
Many companies are doing, because personally we have, and I've seen many other companies also having the same setup.
I think so. Disaster recovery also good one, sir, because anything happen for the data centers might be causing issue.
Correct. So this is what we are doing now is not disaster recovery. You know it. So if you want, you can do one thing. You can put the same secondary replica in one more region in another location. That becomes a good disaster recovery. But what we are discussing now is a good HA, high availability.
Yeah, I'm saying that. So disaster recovery, if it is more complex application, means better we can go for disaster recovery, which I.
Correct. So, or maybe combo of both, as you said. We will use availability zone, configure a very good high availability option, plus additionally pick another region and configure one DR. So 1 minute. When we are going to do always on AG 2 or 3 weeks away from now, we will do something very similar. Same thing we will do, because that's a market trend also. People are following like that. Between the zones, we will create one. If you want one primary replica, 2 secondary replicas, we will do both. And then we will do one more third secondary replica in another location. We will do that. So that demo is coming up. Please wait. So with that, let's not waste time anymore. Any questions on availability zones, please? 1 minute. The beauty of availability zone, I will tell you, sir. If you can come down, if just can come down, and yeah, go to networking tab. Go to networking tab. Now you are building 3 VMs, right?
Yeah.
3 locations. It will ask you, hey, my dear friend, Azure, so portal is smart. Portal is very smart. Do you want me to create a load balancer? When always on AG topic comes, we will discuss. Please be aware, sir, you have to create Azure load balancer for always on AG.
Yes,
in real time, in Srinivas, if, as you said, in your company right now, you have your own data centers, right? There, when you are configuring always on AG, normally we don't even care about load balancer. We don't care about it. We don't create load balancer also. But sir, here, especially when you're building virtual machines in Azure, we have to, and you're using it for always on AG purpose, we have to create load balancer. Without load balancer also, there is an option, sir. I'll show you both. With load balancer, without load balancer, we have to do. But anyway, sir, again, we are deviating from the topic. But my intent of telling this point is that in Azure portal, it is smart. It is seeing that this guy is configuring 3 machines in zones. Okay, let me suggest this guy whether he wants a load balancer or not. If I say none, sir, it will not select. If I say default, you need to create one load balancer. So for today, ignore load balancer concept. We will talk about it later, when always on AG topic comes. Ram, you're saying something. I'm sorry, I stopped you.
No, I have nothing.
Okay. Then go back to the basics tab once. I'm selecting Windows operating system, Windows 2016, and that's it. 3 zones. If you don't want, just pick only 1 zone. That's fine. Availability zone concept means that. Last, I have a couple of slides to talk about availability zone. So something like this, right? Now watch this. Region 1 is having 3 buildings, 3 or more buildings. Region 2 will have, example, it's normal buildings. So here you don't have that extremely tight coupling between data centers. Here you will find that's also nothing much. Even in South India, you might have 3-4 buildings. Even in Central India, you might have 3-4 buildings, but they are tightly coupled. So Microsoft is planning to not convert, sir, because one shot they can't implement it, phase wise. Or even Central India was not a, sir, Central India was also not a availability zone. Recently, recently it was an availability. It is an availability zone. Okay. So if you look at this picture, these are all the total availability zones between them, and that's all. Any questions?
Yeah, Deepak, now, if the availability zone is not providing any resilience across the servers, so how can we achieve the SLAs if the data center goes down?
So data center resiliency is not there. I mean, between the building crash, so availability zone will give us safety from building. If this building crashes, one more building. So the zone whole purpose is protecting your virtual machines from a building level crash. Like for example, power supply broke for this building, or maybe a network connectivity broke for the buildings, or maybe a building itself collapsed. Sorry, touch wood, should not happen, but yeah, something like that happened. So building, it is a resource level protection from a building level. So building goes off, second building, third building. That's it. So
Yeah,
if entire data center goes off, complete data center goes off, then nothing can be done.
And then who will be the repository? Microsoft only, or
Which one? Sorry.
if the data center everything has been crashed?
Everything is gone, so they will not do anything. So they will not do anything. They already have mentioned it in the disclaimers agreement clearly that anything can happen. So if the whole thing goes off, so our planning must be proper. So we should have secondary replica, second, third replica, fourth replica, wherever in another place. So it's customer should plan DR. So only thing is our data center is becoming their data center. Other than that, safety protection, all customer only must take care. Microsoft never guarantees.
Well, in this case, as I selected zone 1 while creating VM1 itself, so only one VM will be creating in the zone 1 building, right? So if that building goes off, it will not create any VM on zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3, right?
It will not.
It will not create.
It will not create.
So the VM will not available.
Correct. So if, for example, if Subba created one VM in zone 1, that zone 1 crashed, the VM will not be available in zone 2 also, zone 3 also. Subba should have planned it first itself, assuming that this building goes off, I will create 2 more copies here. So that's Subba's not proper planning. So it's Subba's fault, not Microsoft's fault.
So the backups and all, everything has been taken care by ourselves only, sir.
Backups and all we have to take care. Yeah. So see, Microsoft provides infrastructure. That's all. Other than that, planning, architecture, designing, all. So the way you design in your office, here also you have to same. You have to design here. They give the infra, they give the support that you want. We want.
You say that if you pay means they will take care of the maintenance and the when first class will have.
Which maintenance? No. IaaS, right? What we are discussing now, they don't care of anything. So they don't take care of anything. Even if you pay also, they don't take care of it. You have to manage. You have to hire somebody and do it. They will not. Infrastructure as service, virtual machines, they never manage, sir. You have to manage.
Like we will take VM backups on weekly or
Yeah. So your Windows
That's
team
what,
should, or
okay.
SQL Server backups.
Yeah.
So Microsoft never manages anything, please, except the hardware and the network and all that, sir, backend.
So if every hardware
Maybe,
means
last week I went through one option like Microsoft is allowing for VM backups only for dedicated drive numbers like 16 or 17. More than that, it is not allowing to take the VM backup. Is it true?
Oh, is that okay? Is it, sir? There is no limit like that, but okay.
No. Because we have one server like around 17 drives. So more than that, it
Okay,
won't
so
be.
you have more drives in a VM, and when you're
Yes,
taking
yes.
backup, Microsoft is allowing only for 16, is what you are saying, is it?
16 to 17. I think.
I'm surprised, sir, because normally we have more than that. Works.
Yes, what?
Okay, we can check that later. We'll see. So any questions on the building specifically? I mean, zone specifically. Subha, you are saying something. I'm sorry we interrupted you.
Yes. So in this scenario, whenever we select zone, the only option we are getting is where the VM has to be hosted. Apart that, it is not giving any guarantee of VM availability.
That's it. Lock it, seal it, fix it. It's where you can host it, which zone you can select it is all the option that they are giving. Other than that, there is no transactional safety. There is no other safety being offered from Microsoft.
Okay, thank you.
same for Azure as well,
KD, they will provide any ETA while they will be having any power outage or any issue.
Yeah.
So
But we have that, right? Microsoft website. Whenever there is something down, they keep updating. I'll show that. So there's a Microsoft website where all the downtimes are tracked. Whenever there's something going down, you can go there and refer quickly. Okay, done, sir. Now, I think more than this, we should not spend time on a zone. We'll go a little fast. So, again, sir, you can choose.
At the time of maintenance window also, they will inform, right?
Definitely. Any maintenance they have planned, they will send an email communication to the affected people who are going to be affected. They send a prior communication always. Yes. Done? Can I move on, sir? Okay, then. May I? Yeah. So now security type is standard. Couple of points, please. This is not a thing that we really have to be concerned about. Your security team should be really be worried about. But sir, there are two options they are providing. One is called as trusted launch virtual machines, and second one is confidential virtual machines. So if you want, you can pick those extra security features, or you can say, hey, I'm good with the basic level security that Microsoft is giving. So what is trusted launch virtual machines? Protects against persistent and advanced attacks on Gen 2 virtual machines with configurable features like secure. So these are like operating system level concepts, booting concepts, secure boot. If you want those kind of features, you can select trust launch virtual machines, trusted launch virtual machines, meaning your virtual machines will be launched, meaning started with even more security options if you intend to. So we are not the hardware guys, we are not the operating system people. So actually I did research about it a little, but waste of time. It was totally for the operating system perspective. So I'm just kind of skipping that point, not required for us. It's purely your Windows concepts and hardware concept. So skip it off. Second one, sir, confidential virtual machines. So sometimes you don't want to expose your virtual machines for any kind of access to anyone. On top of trusted launch, meaning the above option, confidential virtual machine offers higher confidentiality and integrating with hardware, meaning, sir, it keeps the environment even more tight and secure. So both the features are trusted launch plus confidential virtual machines. If you want these two features, you can pick here. KD, for you, why that last option is disabled? Because my subscription doesn't allow. And I don't know, for you also it's the same. Can you check, sir? Just asking. Or both you are not able to see.
For free trial, the confidential virtual machines are not available.
Okay, same thing. Yeah. How about the trusted launch virtual machines, sir? Are you seeing that?
It is available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you select it, by the way, you will not see anything great. So if you select this option also, you can go for configure security features. It will ask you, hey, do you want me to put integrity monitoring? Do you want me to enable secure boot? Do you want to enable VTFM? If you want to read about it, you can click and read about it. So, but doesn't make any sense to us because it is purely a network and security related concept and Windows concept. So I'm not selecting it. If you want to pick it up, or standard is the best option. If your Windows team says, so if your storage team or your security team says that, hey, pick this, then select it. So in future, you may build a VM. With that aspect, we are covering each and every point. Is that okay? Well, we are wasting one weekend is fine, sir, but we never know in future what is in the store. So better get ready and be prepared with the virtual machines. Sir. Okay, now moving on. So next one is all the images. There are thousands and thousands of images available. Thousands and thousands of images available. These are default options offered by Microsoft, sir, which is Windows operating system. Windows 2016 is available. Windows 2019 is available. Windows 22 is available. And all these are Windows 10, Windows 11. So if you want a complete list of images, click on see all images. You can see Windows machines. You can see Linux machines. You can pick what you want. All the operating systems. Also, by the way, 3 years back, Windows 2012 also was listed. But as you know, I'm sure you all are aware, Windows 2012 is out of the game now. I think in many companies, remediation is happening. They are removing Windows 2012. I hope in your system, in your companies also, you already.
Yes. We migrated from 2012 to 2019.
Correct, sir. So 2012 is out of the game. That's why you will not see that in the list. It was there 2 to 3 years back. Okay. Now, sir, 1 minute, sir. This is a combo of SQL Server and Windows Linux machine. Like that, there are a lot of combos, sir. You can search. See, look at this. Thousands and thousands of, I said, right? 4,629 results are there. You can search and find what you want and what is apt for you. But sir, anyways, we are not going to go to, by the way, the place where we came now is called as marketplace. Like Android has got Google Play Store and Apple has got whatever. So that same thing, sir. Just the stores are those. You can go and search and download. And by the way, so for example, I'm picking this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay. Red Hat gets money from this. Obviously, sir, Microsoft has to pay some money for Red Hat. They share, right? Some hardware money they will keep, and operating system money they pay to Red Hat. So all these are business only. Nobody is sitting here for free. So whatever images you will, and by the way, sir, if you noticed, obviously Microsoft will charge all these Windows. They don't charge, but other companies, Canonical, for example, right? Canonical is a company name. Linux for the cloud, they designed it, sir, and Microsoft will pay Canonical plus what, sir, for keeping their list on the top. So in the top, Amazon, right? You say Amazon Prime also, that first ads that come up, they charge all this flip. Netflix, Amazon is charging Netflix also because they put their ads here. So same way, sir, they charge in the top layers, and additionally, if you want, you can go to next and search. That's all. There's a lot of business game goes here. So let's not waste time. Moving on. So I pick Windows 2000 Windows Server. In that, I have complete list of all the Windows servers, and you can see, hey, Kerry, 2012 is available. Oh, is it? Okay, let me pick 2012, sir. Shall I? Yes, sir, with your approval, can I select 2012 if you want?
No, go for 16 because you say that 12 is already going on.
Correct, sir, but let's select. Let's see what will happen. It will build or not.
Yeah.
Testing, sir, testing purpose.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm picking Windows 2012 and yeah. So I can't afford that much budget. So I'll go for 1 CPU, 3.5 GB RAM, username, password. So any questions anybody have? Sir? On this now, then any questions on availability zone, because next topic is availability set we have to cover.
KD, 2012 is out of support, right? We can install it, but we will not get support from Microsoft.
Yeah, 1 second. So Windows 2012.
It is there till October 2023. Extended support.
It's almost, yeah. So exactly that's why I'm going. So October 9th, 2023. So extended support is available. So mainstream support is dead. So all companies are planning now itself so that they don't reach the deadline. So it's still there, sir. That is why the list is also there. But believe
They are
me,
charging for that extending support, KD. So we have one server, so they are charging for that extended support.
yeah, definitely, yes, they charge. And one more thing, sir, even after 2023, you will not even see that. It will go away from the list. Let me pick 2012. Let's keep it. And password is given, sir. Any other questions? Fast. If no questions are there, I just want to cover availability set concept also.
What is this run with Azure spot discount?
1 second, sir. Just a second. So just a minute. So bear with me just a minute, please. So just a second, almost done. Yeah, sorry. Well, there was a question, right? What was the question, sir? Spot instance, right? So spot instance we will cover after finishing this last option called availability set. Can I finish this and then go to spot instance?
Yes, please.
So availability set is little tricky. Yeah, little tricky, sir. Need your concentration. So for example, 5 buildings we have, right? Example 5 buildings. Now, same concept. If you noticed, availability set option is available in Central India also. Central India, which is an availability zone. It is having a zone, sir. And availability set is option available in South India also. Meaning, sir, irrespective of whether your region is a availability zone with having a high speed connectivity between buildings, or whether it's a normal building, normal regions, doesn't matter. Availability set concept can be applied anywhere you want. 60 plus regions Microsoft has. In all the regions, you can apply availability set concepts. So what is availability set? I'll show a small image, sir, of Microsoft documentation, then our slides. Availability set concept.
Latest enterprises, our machine will be available in anywhere.
So just watch it, 2 minutes. So now look at this. We all are very clear, right? So if you go inside a Microsoft Azure data center inside, if you go to inside images, all Microsoft data centers or any data center will look like this, right? Racks. Data center is nothing but with a lot of racks, every server. So for example, Srinivas is building one VM now. Okay, it can be present in any of the racks. Each rack is a collection of servers, sir. So yeah, this is the best picture. Oh, this is even a best picture. Yeah. So not to misunderstand, but the concept called availability set, which we are covering now, has nothing to do with building level safety. Got it? Building level safety is different. Okay, sir. Building level safety is different. That is availability zone concept. Now we are talking about not building level safety, rack level safety. Purely rack level. So for example, if I'm building my first VM, sir, if I'm creating it, what you can do is you can define availability sets. Let me make it even more clear. So bear with me, sir. 5 minutes, if you can wait, this concept will be clear. So I have how many racks here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 racks. Assume 9 racks. Okay, sir. So what we can do is we can put rack 1, or maybe let me put red color. So 5 minutes, sir. Please bear patience. No, red is also not good. Which color? Blue. Blue should be good. Rack 1, sir. Rack 2. Rack 3. Rack 4. 4 are sufficient. So the first VM that you're going to build, you are telling into which rack it should go and sit. That flexibility Microsoft is giving. So it's not building level safety, sir, purely rack level safety. Look at this picture. This picture itself speaks the right answer. Look at this one, sir. Fault domain 0, fault domain 1, fault domain 2. So that means, sir, first what Microsoft is saying that, hey boss, whoever is an Azure admin, please create availability sets. First create availability sets, sir. First create availability set. If you create availability set, copy this image. First create availability set like this. And sir, for when you create availability set, right, you should give it a name. So I'm going to create a name called KD-availability set. Done. Now I should tell, sir, how many fault domains I want. I should tell how many fault domains I want. So internally what Microsoft will do, it will tag my fault domain 1 to rack 1. My fault domain 0 to rack 1. My fault domain 1 to rack 2. My fault domain 3 to rack 3, for example, sir. Okay, tagging. Internally they are tagged. Now, if Charan is creating a virtual machine, first virtual machine, and when Charan is creating virtual machine, he should tell, hey, this virtual machine should go to this availability set. When you tell that, sir, obviously, which is the first fault domain? Fault domain 0. My first VM will go and sit in this rack 1, sir. Then when I create one more VM, my second VM will go and sit in, needless to ask, sir, without asking, my second VM will sit in rack 2. And without asking, my third VM will go and sit in rack 3. And my fourth VM will go and sit in again rack 1, sir. My next VM will go to second rack, and the next VM will go to the next rack. So this is how this aggregation happens. So what you are telling is, if I am creating 6 VMs, my first VM will go to rack 1, my second VM will go to rack 2, my third VM will go to rack 3, my fourth will go to rack 1, fifth will go to rack 2, fifth will go to rack 3. So between these 3 racks, I created this one. Now 1 minute, not finished yet, sir. What if I create one more availability set? One more availability set, sir?
I think it will go to the request as per our setup.
Correct. So if you create one more availability set, this will go to rack 4, this will go to rack 5, this will go to rack 6, like that, sir. So you can create n number of availability sets.
But KD, at that time, while creating VMs, we can select our own set, right? Is there any option like we created 2 sets?
So when creating virtual machine, this is availability set, right? For example, this one is availability set. 1 second, sir. KD.
We can consider set 2.
Availability, exactly. Availability set 2, for example. So when Mauli is going to create a virtual machine, he will select availability set 2. That means Mauli's VMs will go there, and Hemant is creating availability set 1. Hemant VMs will come here. So like that. So that's, so by the way, it's building. Sorry, last one was building level safety, right? Availability zone. Availability set is a rack level safety. Other than that, nothing much. So now I know one question will come for sure. KD, can I combine availability zone and availability set combo? Meaning I want Avva, I want Buva. Both?
Yes.
Not possible, sir.
No?
Not possible. Not
But
possible. Either you can choose availability zone option, or you can pick availability set option. Both are impossible. So you choose, you check it. So I'm not saying anything. You just watch. There is no option to select both a set or a zone. Either you pick a zone. Okay, I'll change it to Central India.
so we can combine two virtual machines with combined zone and set. We can use it for easy, right? Within the same zone.
Meaning you're creating one VM.
One VM in availability zone.
Zone means it will be in
one VM creating in set.
No, one VM you are creating in availability zone. That means
Yes.
your VM will be present in one of the buildings. Building level
One of the
safety you have
buildings.
chosen. Second VM you are creating, sir. You are creating in
set.
availability set.
Which
But
is
one
set.
minute. But 1 minute. When you are creating a VM in an availability set, coincidentally, without your control, this VM would have got created in the same rack where your first VM is there. Sir. We never know because there is no control here. So that combination is not possible. So either, so when VM creation time also, either you pick zone or you pick set. You want zone level safety, rack level safety. Both is not possible. That's what I'm trying to do. Because this question came to us in the past. So leave all that. So when you are planning your architecture, right? You want HA, high availability. Go for
Zone.
zones. That's it.
Sir, we are having option only to select zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, where our virtual machines has to create. But do we have the granular information like in zone 1, what are all the facilities available and what are all?
No. In zone 1, how many racks are there, where it is located, that control also Microsoft has never given. Only that building level control they gave. And especially with the availability set concept, they said that, hey, pick a rack. I mean, you can't pick a rack also. I want rack number 53. I want rack number 63. That is also not okay. Let me show you, sir. Let me pick availability set option, everyone. Please see. Create a new availability set and give it a name, sir. KD-availability set 1, for example. And then it's asking, hey, how many fault domains you want? So I can either pick 3 fault domains, I can pick 2 fault domains. 2 fault domains means 2 racks. My server, sir, I'm building 100 VMs, sir. Please listen. I'm building 100 VMs and I'm picking 2 fault domains. That means what? My first VM will go to
1.
First rack. Second will go to second rack. Third will go to first rack. Third VM will go to first rack. Fourth will go to second rack. So it will split, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Odds here, evens here. That's it. But 1 minute, sir. This is split. So main purpose of using availability set is, sir, if I don't use availability set option, what will happen? There is a high risk that all my 100 VMs will go and sit in one rack. If the rack crashes, I lose all my 100 VMs. That is an extreme risk, sir. That is why we are creating 3 fault domains. For example, now 3 fault domains. That means what, sir? You are 33, 33, 33, something like that. It will split. Okay, 34, 33, 33. It will split your 100 VMs into three fault domains, 3 separate racks. So Microsoft is giving an assurance that, hey, buddy, don't worry. So maybe in future, we don't know. So Microsoft will give a control and saying that Ambika can create a VM in one region in building number, in rack number 25. They may give that option. As of today, they are not giving. So the 50 VMs that you are going to create, the 100 VMs you are going to create will be split into 3 separate racks. That feature is called as availability set. If you pick availability zones, sir, then also you have no control. Okay, where it will go and sit, there is no control. If you pick availability zone, what will happen? Your VMs will go to one building. Again, their rack control is not there, sir. It will go to one of the buildings and stay there in one of the racks.
Is there any chance that they will share the rack ID or rack location of the server when we are created in the rack?
No, sir, no. I have never seen anywhere till now. If you are a private customer, if you have hired a space from them, that could be a possibility. But that also I don't know, sir. I'm sure we are a private customer, but we don't have any rack information. Yes, Srinivas.
If I select availability set means there is no concept called zone, right?
Correct, sir. Because you already selected availability set concept. There's nothing called zone. So either that or this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So can we go a little fast now, looking at the time? Because Linux VM is also pending. We have to build that. You have to build that along with me. That is also important. So now next one. One more topic. So one more topic is there. Update domain. Yes, Charan.
KD fault domain, we selected 3 there. So there will be 4 racks, right?
3 racks.
0.
Fault domain 0, fault domain 1, fault domain 2. 3 racks.
Oh, okay. 0 is included in that.
The numbering system starts with the FD0, FD1,
Okay.
FD2.
Okay.
Now, so the second extension of this topic is update domains. So update domains say one thing. So update domains mainly say one thing. UDs. If you have 100 servers, I have 100 servers, right? We have 100 servers. Assume 100 servers you are creating. First VM will go under category UD0. UD means update domains. So UD0. Second will go under UD1, UD2, UD. Like that, I'm creating 5 UDs. So if I have 100 VMs, will you agree with this? 20 VMs will go to one UD. 20 VMs will go to another UD because 100 divided by 5 is 20 each. Microsoft guarantees that they will never patch 2 UDs at same time. Meaning, if a patching is running, so Microsoft does patching with your approval, without your, so depending on 1 minute, sir. Let's watch this. Everyone, just watch this one, sir. Go to management tab. In management tab, there is an option called automatic updates. Meaning Microsoft, you're giving control to Microsoft to do automatic patching, sir. Manual patching you will do on your own. That's fine. But if you go for automatic patching, Microsoft has to patch, right? Yeah. So out of the 20 VMs that you are creating, sir, 5 UDs I created. That means my 100 VMs will be split into 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So my first UD will be, all 20 servers will be updated. Microsoft says that with a gap of 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes gap, then the next UD will be updated, then the next UD. So for example, you did not select UD concept at all. You did not select availability set concept at all. So what's the risk here? All your 100 VMs can go patching at one shot. Extreme risk, sir. That is why availability set concept is famous. So fault domain will protect your systems from what, sir? Rack crash. So if you look at fault domain will protect your systems from what? Network failure, power failure, those kind of activities, sir. Okay. And update domain will protect your system from what, sir? Patching stuff. UD, update domain. So in availability set, we have 2 options, FD and UD. And sir, when Microsoft is patching, they will never patch. For example, these 4 servers will be patched together if it is UD. So look at this picture. This picture will clarify. So this is my first VM, VM1. VM1 is in which rack? FD0. And VM1 is having what UD, sir? UD1. So UDs don't start with the 0. UDs start with the 1. Okay, done. So the second VM is present in which UD? UD2. Third VM is present in which UD? UD3. Now, and fourth VM is present in which UD? So UD4. For example, Microsoft is patching UDs first. So it will patch VM1 and VM4 first. 2, 3, 5, 6 will not be touched. And if it patches 2 and 5 once, 3 and 6 together, that way your downtime will be reduced. One shot, it will not face downtime. So that's also. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about fault domain, update domain. A compulsory interview question, whether you are a DBA, whether you are an Azure admin or whoever, sir. Have you worked on update domains? Have you worked on fault domains? Have you worked on availability zones? Did you configure VMs in availability zone? Please say yes. and please say that you have configured always on AG as primary replica and secondary replica and secondary replica, and one more data center for DR purpose. This setup exactly we are going to do from 2 weeks from now, 1.5 weeks from now. Any questions, please? It's a mandatory interview questions because this have come in the past. Recently also they have asked.
KD, is there any way to find my VM machine is on which UD or on which rack?
Yes, sir. So I can prove it now. Let me build this VM first. Can I build this VM? Okay, now you check, sir. This is let me put this VM as test VM1.
Why? Because in my current environment, onsuit guy is creating a VM machine. That is, client itself is creating VM machine in Azure. But my DBA lead is asking me to on my machine, means our database server. Obviously, VM machine and database server both are same name, and he is asking on my machine is located in which region, like that.
Region information. Okay, sir. Let me show you what you asked. So first of all, let me create this VM first. So other than that, there are no great options. Please, username and password. Selecting your sizes. Sizes are nothing but how much CPU you want and how much memory you want. Wait, sir. Size information also will complete quickly, and then we'll go to Suresh question. So sizes wise, please don't get confused because there is a scope of confusion because too many sizes are available. Size means what you are picking, sir. Your server size. So Azure sizes. So to make it extremely easy demo, easy discussion, sizes are split into general purpose, compute optimized. Compute optimized means you will be giving high CPU, less memory ratio. CPU will be high, memory will be low for compute optimized. For memory optimized, CPU will be low, memory will be high. And so for storage optimized, very fast, extremely fast storage you will offer. And GPU processing, sir, for graphic processing like game designing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, for all those kind of processing, you need high power GPUs. So those are available here. Very costly, sir. Very, very costly. And high performance computers, extremely fast CPU and memory. This is also very expensive. So last two options are too expensive. Be careful. General purpose means what we are using. So is that clear, sir? Don't try to remember the B series, D series, E series, F series. You can't remember that many options, or N series. You can't remember H series, L series. You can't remember. Very, very tough. So now, in simple words, KD, what are the servers you are using in your office environment? So for non-prod environment, D series. Non-prod environment, D series. Depending on my application processing power, if I want more compute, sir. See, look at this one, sir. Balanced CPU to memory ratio, ideal for testing and development, small to medium databases, and low traffic web servers. So these are extremely good for dev and test environments.
The D series and E series we are using.
Correct. So, sir, now what we are using is we are using for production, sir, depending on the requirement. Either we are using F series or E series. So if somebody asks in an interview, for interview purpose, we are preparing this question, but you can't remember that many. So please tell, we are using D series for non-prod, E series and F series, depending on the requirement. CPU, we want memory more, CPU more. Either you're using F series or E series. Is this point clear, sir? On the sizes beyond this, no need to be really concerned about. So all the virtual machines you create in Azure, either you keep a database on it, or you keep a application on it, or you keep a web server on it, or you keep a. So we don't know for what purpose you are going to use, but you will create them. Whichever end team will use it accordingly. Okay, done. So let's move on. Thank you. So small video. I think we better play this. I like this video, or maybe would you want to watch this a little later because it's 8-minute video. I'll put it in the group, sir. When you find time, please listen to it once, because why I'm telling you.
Team in Azure. Now, before we set up of infrastructure as deploy your located to your organization, Azure literally becomes that we give you hundreds of VMs to deliver the scale and performance that you need of its kernels in corporate kernels, meaning there's no need to ability to support compute, memory, and storage intensive workload.
Like this, sir. So this is the latest video. So you have more categories also, but all in all, sir, watch this video when you find time. It will give some nice info about, okay, let's cut the graph moving on. So D series, E series, F series mostly is what is used. So I'm picking D series right now. DS1 V2, the cheapest one CPU and 3.5 GB RAM are more than enough. So it's fast enough. Any questions? Okay, then let's cover Spot instance and move on. So Azure Spot instance, as the name says, Spot instance. If I select Azure Spot instance, there is a big word called discount, and which we all love it. But sir, sometimes we don't like it also, because nothing with the cost of performance. So I would not recommend Azure Spot instance if your system is a production system. Not I would. Microsoft itself would not recommend you that. So select Spot instance. Assume for some time it's a non-prod instance, non-prod, QA or test or dev. So now, capacity only. Your Azure virtual machines will be evicted, meaning thrown out, when Azure's excess capacity disappears. Okay. Second option, sir. Price or capacity. Your virtual machine will be evicted when Azure's excess capacity disappears or cost exceed your max price. 1 minute, sir. It's very simple, sir. Look at it as a simple way. When you are not using the virtual machine, you want to release it. That's all. That is as simple, sir. So that you can avoid the cost. When you are not using, meaning CPU utilization is nothing, memory utilization is nothing, total utilization on the VM itself has gone down, not proper, not high, Microsoft will automatically release that VMs. So obviously you cannot play this game with production. Definitely it's a good option for non-production. Now, there are two criteria, sir. Let me read the document. Let me show you the documentation. That'll be interesting. So one small request, no matter what slides I share, no matter what content I share, this is a conditional clause. I'll always try to keep the material updated, sir. I will do. I will try. I always make my effort. But sir, whenever you are, sometimes our material also can be outdated. So my sincere request are always read it from Microsoft documentation itself, because this is the best place, and it might not be best content, but it's the best place to refer facts. So, and sir, Microsoft documentation is always confusing. You know it, I know it. You have been dealing with it for years together. So might not be perfect, sir, but at least points will be clear. So if you're reading a topic for understanding, please refer our material, no doubt about it. But if you are reading for facts, for some numbers, right, sir, or any data, then look for Microsoft documentation. I always do it. So anyway, sir, moving on. Sir, the amount of, I mean, if you read in one line, Azure Spot instance allows you to take advantage of unused capacity of your environment. If you're not using it, it'll release it immediately. So there are two options. Eviction means throwing the VM out. They will evict the instances if you're not using. Okay, then let me go fast. So eviction policy. There are different ways of eviction that you can do. There are no images here to show you, so it's only theory. Different ways of eviction, sir. What you can do is you can put a limit. Whenever my budget costs this much, crosses this much, evict it. So budget based you can do, sir. Pricing. You have to write those logics. Huh? You have to put you have to put those events. You have to mention the events. You have to create those events. So your max price crosses this limit, then immediately it will evict the VM. You can put all these conditions, sir, if you want. Any questions? Now, eviction also happens in two ways. If I select Spot instance, capacity only, sir, price or capacity. Capacity only means your virtual machine will be evicted when you reach the capacity. Meaning, sir, I don't want to have more than this capacity. I don't want to offer more than this capacity, X capacity, Y capacity. Okay, KD, what do you mean by capacity is the question, right? So capacity means this one, sir. Where is it? See, sir, at any point in time, When Azure needs the capacity bank, Azure, so meaning, sir, when Azure needs, so not your need, okay? Azure, when Azure, Microsoft also, sir, lakhs and lakhs of customers are creating virtual machines. I hope you agree. Crores of customers, not even lakhs. So Microsoft also should keep the capacity in mind. So whenever there is a demand from other people for more capacity, sir, Microsoft will take a strong decision and throw your VM out because you're not using it. Or second option, sir, price or capacity based. So you need to put conditions. And 1 minute, sir. When you are not using the VM, right? What to do? Eviction policy means what? Do you want me to delete it? Or do you want me to stop the VM? So you can delete is a very dangerous thing, right? You lose all the data. So stop and deallocate is best. So meaning, sir, when Microsoft capacity reaches and they see that your VM is not being used, they will evict it. Second, sir, your price capacity reaches, they will see that you are not using and your price also has limit, touched the limit, they will stop it. Or they delete it, depending on what you are selecting. Any questions, sir? So capacity means
yeah,
Microsoft.
Yeah. When they delete the VMs, will they take backup?
We have to take, because they will not do, right? It's not their job. So
Okay.
backup management is our job, but only saving. I think the deletion is a very, 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 very rough decision. So stopping is the best option. At least you can start it again.
Okay. Will they inform us when they are going to do this activity?
No, sir. They'll just perform. It happens within a 30 seconds interval also. If you're not using.
Okay.
Spot instance is bad, sir. I mean, I would, for non-prod, we might recommend, but not. See, no, look at this. The Azure infrastructure will evict Azure spot instance within 30 seconds notice. So you will hardly have any time to react also.
Okay.
Time is 8, you need a break for 10 minutes, sir. If not, we can continue. Okay, done. So let me finish this process. Then we'll take a break. We'll take a break. So now I'm not selecting spot instance. See, look at this. Mention the price, sir. Your limit is what you mentioned. If you want, it'll stop. See, maximum price you want, pay per hour. If you're paying more than that, sir, if your money is getting evicted more cost being charged, then it'll immediately stop the VMs. So anyway, sir, I'm not selecting spot instance. I'm not a fan of spot instance at all, Ambika. So, or budget has to be saved, then you might have to be a fan. No other option. So with that, sir, nothing great here. But yeah, one more thing, sir. Licensing. So if you select this licensing option, if you have your on-premises licenses available, you can use the on-premises licenses and reduce the cost of up to 50% on a virtual machine. 50% cost saving. Because you have on-prem licenses, you can use those as Azure, for Azure. Because you are migrating to Azure. And you will not use on-premises licenses anymore. You can use it in Azure. Is that clear? One request to all of you. So, one request to all of you, except for whoever are using free trial, right, sir? One request to all of you. Select this option. Microsoft is not going to ask you any bill, by the way. Show me your on-premises licenses. Give me. No, nothing like that, sir. But 1 minute. When a genuine bill is generated, right, it's a real environment, they will ask an explanation in the billing section. So they will send a bill, and along with the bill, they'll ask proof of the existing Azure hybrid benefit. AHB is what we call it. Hybrid benefit means you're taking a benefit of on-prem also, and you're putting those licenses for Azure also. AHB, Azure hybrid benefit. So you can they will ask you proof that, hey, show me your software assurance license that you have on-premises, how many. So that way, so they may ask data. So I'm not selecting, sir, because mine is not a free trial. You select it. Please select it, because it will save 50% of the cost of the VM. 12 rupees will become 7 rupees, sir. Not 50, 49%. Okay, done. So any questions, please? So I think so by the way, now you might be thinking, right, disks we will discuss. So in disks tab, please select HDD. You will save your money. Because that 14,500 we have to smartly use, right, sir? We have a lot of features to explore, a lot of features to experiment. So my request to all of you is, please select HDD. Don't select SSD. SSD, if you select it, it'll exhaust your money very fast. So I'm also going with HDD option only. So there are KD, how to add an extra disk, I will show you later. For today, this is our first VM. I mean, almost like a first VM we are building, right? So let's not do an extra disk addition right now. In next session, I will show you how to add an extra disk. So go to networking tab, sir. So networking topic, storage topic we'll discuss in storage. Next one. Next week will be totally storage. And that week later will be completely networking, sir. So one full week on storage, one full week on networking. So there I will cover all these points. So for till that time, please excuse me. So I'm moving on. Management, sir. In management, auto shutdown, sir, identity means security. I'll talk about in role-based access control. Ignore it. Azure AD also have some demos I'll show you later, sir. Now, auto shutdown. So auto shutdown means you want to shut down this virtual machine at what time? Auto shutdown. Every Friday evening, 11 p.m. I want to shut down, sir. Now, I know what your eyes are looking for, auto startup, right? That option is not available. Every Monday morning, you have to go and start it. That's the problem, sir. So for that purpose, please don't use. This is an ugly option because rather than this, there's another excellent option called automation accounts. You can write a small script, a PowerShell script. You don't need to write script also. Script is already available. It will auto shut down all your VMs on Friday. It will auto non-prod, so not production, non-prod. Auto shut down all the VMs on Friday. Start them automatically on Monday. You are saving Saturday, Sunday cost. Many companies are doing like this. Many companies are doing like this, sir, to save your budget on Saturdays and Sundays for non-prod. 1 minute, sir. Sometimes some application teams work on weekend, right? For some testing work and something like that. There we put that servers. So meaning, sir, let me explain what we are doing, okay? All the non-prod servers will be auto shutdown on which are in Azure. Will be auto shutdown on Friday evening, night 11 p.m. 11 or 11:30, I think. We'll stop at that time. US time, sir. That means Saturday morning for us. And Saturday early hours, I think, for us. Not early hours, Saturday morning for us. So all shutdowns. If some application team is working this weekend, right, they will inform us in prior. We will remove those servers from the list. Those will be exempted, remaining all will be down. Monday morning, everything will start again. Is that clear, sir? We are following it.
If we don't select it now, is there a possibility after creating virtual machine?
Oh, no. I'm saying this we will not select at all. I'm saying we will do through automated method, not like this. We will never touch this option at all. Jyoti is late today. Yeah. No, Ambika, we will not touch this option, Ambika. There's a separate way of doing it. You need to search here, search for automation accounts. Can you see here automation accounts option? There we will do that scripting. Again, Ambika, the best part about automation account is you don't need to write code. The code's already available. Hell, lots of templates are available. We'll play. I'll show that later. Okay, done, sir. So auto shutdown I'm not doing. Auto backup, don't use auto backup, sir, because for taking backups we have Azure Vaults, Azure Vault services. Sorry. Yeah, no, 1 minute, sir. Azure site recovery. Sorry. So there's an option called site recovery vaults, and you can take backups from there if you want. VM backups. Sir, I'm talking about VM backups. By the way, database administrators don't take VM backups, as you know. It will be taken by Azure administrators, so it's their job. And so in real environment, we are working very closely with Azure administrators. Database administrators work with Azure administrators very, very closely. So vault services, they will take backup. Because this is also important for us, I will show you. It's not there in the curriculum. But let me take a 15-20 minutes of time and show how backups happen in Vault, if you're interested. That's also. So we are not selecting auto backup option. We are not selecting auto shutdown option. We don't need it. If you want, we'll really do it later separately. Are VM by VM, who will do it, please? You tell me. Irritations, VM by VM, who will do it? So with that, automatic updates we don't want. Manual updates we will do. No automatic updates. And then go to monitoring, sir. If you want monitoring, please enable. That's fine. But it will be a lot of cost again. If you don't want cost, disable monitoring, sir. Disable monitoring. These are play VMs, right? Please disable monitoring. Waste of money. And last but not the least, sir, go to advanced. In advanced, we have extension option. So 5 minutes. Let's take a break. 5 minutes. In extension option, if you want any antivirus, like for example, Kaspersky or anything, sir. You can select those products. Datadog. Datadog is for what purpose? I'm sure you all are using Datadog in your companies by any chance. Yes or no? For monitoring. So
Yes,
many companies are using Datadog nowadays because of the cost effectiveness and the features of feature rich. Like ITIL, we are using ServiceNow now because it's feature rich. Same way, Datadog is feature rich from monitoring perspective. So you can install Datadog agents for monitoring purpose or whatnot. Whatever, a lot of options are available. You can choose those. So I'm not setting any extension right now. Ignore it. And now, sir, please. Can I grab your attention, please, everyone? Important, sir. That's why I'm talking. This is extremely important. Sir, tags. Tags are very, very important. How many of you are more organized here? Very, very organized. Extremely organized. For everything, you keep things organized. Things organized. I am not.
For that purpose only tags are used.
Sorry. No, you said something, Subha. Could not hear.
Yeah, to organize all those things, tags will be useful. That's what I'm
exactly. So normally to organize things at house, I'm saying you really, and women are best organizers in other way. Kitchen, right? If you go to the kitchen, they put salt, sugar, men also. So salt, sugar, and you organize, tag everything and keep it separately from kitchen perspective. So some people have proper racks and the dresses are properly organized. Depends on person to person basis though. So same way here in Azure, when you are creating a virtual machine, right? So use tags for the best advantage. I'll tell you why. So first of all, application, environment, sir. So you can mention environment as a tag, very famous tag, and then mention what type of environment, value, what value you want, sir. It's a prod environment or it's a non-prod. You can put that categorization, and then, sir, put application. Application name is also a famous tag. For example, marketing application. Example, sir. This application will be used by marketing team in your company. Next one, sir, is application owner. Is also a very famous tag. Application owner's name you can mention, email ID or name or whatever you want. Help me, sir, with some other details like that. Server location. For example, I'll keep South India. Example. Anything else you can think of? Okay, app. So I have a lot of tags here. I mean, I can't show all the tags, by the way, but there are a lot of tags that we create, sir. So you can specify tags like this. Now, KD, why it is helpful, man? Even if you do, so even if you create like this, what's the advantage you will get by doing this tagging? So nothing. When bill comes, right? So especially this is really, really helpful in billing part and other areas also. So when a bill comes up, when a really bill comes up, I can identify market production servers are how much cost. I want to find out, sir. All my production servers are costing me how much. I can just apply tag with what, sir? I mean, I can search with what tag? Prod tag. I can see all the cost. So I want to see marketing application is spending and using how much of money on Azure. Marketing applications, all marketing applications together, how much they are spending in Azure cost. I can find it out easily, sir. South India data center, how much money I am spending in Microsoft data center. So the list is long. The list is extremely long. You can find out with the help of tags. Tags are extremely super useful for properly organized team or people. Many companies are using tags and they use tags. When creating VMs, you have to mention tags. I'm done. So almost many options we covered. Storage I'll cover later in storage topic. Networking will cover later in networking topic. These all are like easy, crazy options. Main is basic step. You need to understand all these options. And I hope you are clear on all the options that came up here. One is subscription. You know what is a subscription now. So every company will have a number of subscriptions, not one or two. Sometimes 10, sometimes 15, sometimes 20, sometimes I've seen 100 also, depending on the subscription. So for every team, they'll purchase one subscription separately. So billing is also separate, tensionless. Okay. Resource group is a group of resources. You know what it is now. VM name is there, sir. Region is there. What is region? You understand better. All availability options we have discussed. Availability set, availability zone, those things. But KD, you did not talk about scale set. I'll cover scale set separately, sir. And then security type, you can choose trusted virtual machine option if you want, or confidential virtual machine option if you want. You got choice. And then images you can select. Architecture 64-bit. Both are 64-bit. ARM is not supported for Windows. ARM is supported for Linux. ARM is one type of platforms, hardware. Okay, and then the sizes, what sizes you want? D series, E series, F series, whatever, P series, H series, what you want, sir. Username, password. You are enabling 3389 port because RDP works on 3389. That's licensing option. If you want to save, you can save, sir. Disks, I did not talk. Networking, I did not talk. Management, you can disable automatic updates to manual updates, change it. Monitoring, you can disable to not to waste money. Advanced section, we don't install any extensions. In real time, you may have to. Tags are absolutely important, sir. I'm deleting tags for now because it will go to my tags actually. So, and then review and create. That's all, sir. This is a simple way of creating a virtual machine. Sorry, we took time, but I wanted to explain each and every option. Any questions, please? Let's take a quick break for 5 minutes from now. And then we'll come back and, sir, Linux VM we have to create. Meanwhile, you can also, and by the way, sir, after creating VM connectivity, like it's a joke if I tell you connectivity. You all are like very experienced people, so I'll not. There'll be a public IP, sir. Only thing is there'll be a public IP. With public IP, you have to RDP. That's it. Connect
It was
MSDSC.
2016, but it's cost us serving $799 per month for one CPU and one RAM.
What is that?
So I choose that 2016 OS.
Windows 2016. Okay.
Yeah, it's charging around 800 for
INR.
one CPU and one RAM.
800 rupees INR. That's it.
Yeah.
It will be 6,000, right, sir?
But it is showing 799.
One CPU and 1 GB RAM. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And you pick which operating system?
2016.
Your system will crash, sir. It will be like too slow.
Okay. How much? What exactly I need to?
We can change the sizes later if you want, but I would say minimum 3 GB and above RAM, because 1 GB RAM will be like your system will like die. Let's wait and watch. Let it build, sir. If you want to build and test it. But 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM system will literally not. You can't click proper start button. Also, it will be too slow.
Yeah. Sure. Just want to check with you.
Yeah, please do it, sir, because we should experience it once, right? So please go for it.
Yeah, sure.
800 rupees is very cheap, right? It's like extremely cheap. You can easily afford it. So the VM is getting created, almost there. If you're also doing, please complete it. And immediately you've been sitting for 2 hours, please get up and take a quick break. After this is done. Yeah, so my VM is ready. Now click on go to resource, and so here the public IP will come up. Public IP is here. Copy the public IP, sir. As you know, MSDSC, remote desktop, type the IP address, click on connect. And then, sir, everyone, I hope you're seeing on the screen, please watch here. Go to more choices, use a different, and give KDSSG and password, sir, admin143 12345, my standard password. Click OK. So follow one password, please. Now, some of you may have a question that, KD, what if I forgot my password? 1 minute, so I'll tell. So VM is connecting. That's it. This is how you do it. It's the same, your office servers as is. Yeah, there you go. I have selected 3.5 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Yesterday, I put a status message, just a status, saying that my wife is out of station. Actually, she went out. Actually, I'm learning to put status now. I don't use WhatsApp status. The first time I'm using it. So yesterday or day before, I've been learning. So I put one status. My friend started calling me since last messages since last night, saying that, hey, party time, come, let's go out somewhere. And all. I said, boss, I have kids with me. So the kids are with me and my wife, and it's a party time for my wife, not for me. But again, women should be extremely appreciated. Every 1 hour she comes and says, Daddy, what's next to eat? Daddy, since yesterday I'm taking this. Every 1 hour she comes and says, what is next to eat? So salute to all the women. How they bear the kids, but today they made a movie plan. I have to take them, it seems. and then so and so and so forth. There you go, sir. Ready? My VM is connected. You can also please quickly do this, and let's complete this demo. So, yeah, by the way, so we'll have a lab tracker. I will share all that with you. There'll be a lab tracker where you have to update the labs that are completing. And personally, will not necessary. These are initial and easy demos. Sir. Complex demos are coming up. There'll be a document you can refer and see it and finish it. See the document and complete the demos. But beyond that, sir, first and important thing is let's finish the labs in the class. My sincere request, because this 3 hours will be crucial for us to finish everything. Let's go back to family. If you have time after that, you can re-practice it. That's a different story. But my sincere request to everybody is let's finish all the labs, mine and yours also, in the class itself. That way we'll have a routine and we'll have a plans. Or else, no, after that, things are out of our control also, sometimes or many times. Cricket match can come up, right, Giri? We never know.
Giri, shall I select that licensing tab one or?
Select it. It's a free trial, right, Ram?
Yeah.
Please select. It will save some budget, right? Why to waste it? And don't select monitoring and all that.
Yeah, I confirm and have eligibility Windows license with software.
Like checkbox.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
It's already started. They are playing with Superset.
Deepak, here there is a message: virtual machine agent status is not ready.
So you are seeing my message, right? This one is because for every virtual machine there will be an agent in the background that runs. So initially, when you build the VM, it will take time to start the agent. So Microsoft will give that message. But if you see after 1 hour, half an hour or something, right? If you come back and see, you will not see it. Okay, wait. Let me show you some other machines that I have. I'll show you another machine that I have. Just a second. Yeah. For example, this machine. You will not see that pop up. Actually, it's not started, but even if I start also, you'll not see that pop up because it's initially to sync up, it will take some time. But yeah, so it is not an issue. See, now you don't see it. See, so it will take few minutes for the agent to start, and that warning would be there. Okay, sir. Are we good then? Want to take a break?
So disk and all we can't do, sir.
Storage. In storage, we will do. Disk and all, you just leave it as is.
Okay, just I can click the review and create.
Which one? After which you finished the basics tab, right?
Yeah, basics tab I done.
Disk ignore, networking ignore. Directly jump to management. Say in management, did you turn off manual updates, automatic to manual? Your choice. If you want to keep it automatic, keep it automatic.
Network also I skipped.
Network you skip for now. We will do a detailed discussion.
Okay. Management.
Go to the last and you have automatic updates. You can turn it to again your choice, sir. I'm not saying it's your choice. You can keep it automatic. You can keep it manual. It's
manual update. So I just updated as manual.
Okay, and then go to monitoring. Disable the monitoring. It will be waste of money.
Okay, disable. Yeah, done.
That's it. That's all. Tags. If you want to create tags. If not, it's okay.
And here we can see options like setup auto shutdown recommended.
Ignore. No. They will say that, but again, we are planning in a different way, right?
For free trial, they are giving guidelines like that.
Yeah. Okay. To save money.
So tags also I'm ignoring, sir.
Tags ignore for now, but if you want to create tags, production environment, you can add tags, marketing teams tags or sales team tags. You can add all the tags, but you can ignore for now for our lab purpose.
Yeah, it's showing 6,000.
Yeah.
For charges.
That's it.
Okay, before we go for break, what if you forgot password?
Yeah. So before we go for break, so if you forgot the password of your virtual machine, right? So there's an option, excellent, come down on the, there's an excellent option on the left-hand side, sir. Please come down. You have an option called Oops.
Reset password.
Reset password.
Where you saw it, my eyes are like very bad.
Down.
Reset password. 1 minute, sir. The good news is here. I didn't finish the update yet. So reset password will ask you for username. KD, I forgot username. East, sir. Turn east.
We can check it in JSON.
Sorry?
We can check it in JSON.
No,
Okay.
username, you can't.
It will be there, I think. So I
No,
checked.
sir. Where option is that? I'm sure it's East only, but you can just check and let me see. If there's an option, wonderful. That's really great. But I
checked.
Yeah, it's storing your username and password automatically if you want.
I checked the code. It will say it will repeat.
So, sir, if your JSON script you are saving somewhere, but normally people don't save, right?
Automatically show. We are.
Where can you? Okay, this VM is created. Show me where. Sir. Show me where.
When you go to the node itself.
No, I'm in the VM.
Okay, we can see JSON view at right side.
So if you do a JSON view also, do you have JSON view username located here?
Yes. If we scroll down to the
I will check.
end
So
of
let's go and verify, Jyoti. 1 minute. I don't remember seeing this one. Huh?
Yes, that is one.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry, sir. So sorry. I think this is nice. Thank you, Jyoti. I'll make a correction. So correction, no east, turn west. You have your virtual machine name also. So, but only thing is password, if you remember, is better. Thank you, Jyoti. So go ahead and reset password. And if you saw the username there, just give the username and change the password, and that's all. So even if you forget, no problem. But 1 minute, sir. In real time, you will not face this challenge because you don't have to go to JSON view. In real time, mostly when Windows team builds the VM, right? Say in your company, my company, they will always keep one common name, so like administrator or admin. One name remains common for across the company. So that way, in real scenarios, you don't face any issue in your office environment because your Windows team always uses one common name. So that common name password you can reset. So for example, right, look at my LUSRMGR in my laptop. In our environment, sir, everywhere there will be one user called administrator. So that's a default account. That password I will reset. So something like that, sir. Yeah. Any questions, please?
Yeah, KD. When we select set and region, availability set and availability region.
The region, I mean availability zone, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So you select availability zone when you want to implement a proper HA option. Proper high availability can be mirroring, like let's talk in our terminology, like DBA, mirroring or always on AG or clustering also. If you want to do clustering between 3 nodes, best option. You can go for availability zone because you are planning your thought process is like to configure HA, high availability. Then you go for availability zones, or else normally you'll go for availability set.
Okay, thank you.
Availability set will give you rack level safety and that kind of safety only. That's it. So, but normally we will do it. So everyone, one last step. So actually, I wanted to cover this and then take a break. Last one. When you are creating a virtual machine, right? When you're creating a virtual machine, always ask whoever is the requester, right? This belongs to which application? So you can put a tag. This should be in which region? Region details. Ask virtual network. This will go into which network? When networking topic comes, we'll discuss what type of storage you want, how many disks you want. And wait, 1 minute, not finished. Availability, what is the safety standards that you want for this? So those kind of questions we have to ask. Depending on what they confirm, sir, we will select that. Do you want availability set option or not? So both options are not possible, availability set and zone. So those questions always we have to counter question, then accordingly create a virtual machine. So when the SQL Server has to be installed, you ask 100 questions. Service account is there or not? That is there or not? This is there or not? Where you want to create? All these questions you are, collation setting, what you want, Windows authentication or mixed mode. All these questions you ask, right? It's the same thing. Same questioning has to happen here also. Okay, so exactly 5 minutes break from now. I'm pausing the recording.
My VM got up.
Perfect. And please do a remote RDP, sir. RDP to that. I'm pausing the recording right now. Let's take 5 minutes break. And one Linux VM, and we will wrap up today's class. Scale set and containers we'll do next week. So we can't complete this. We can't share. Pausing the recording.
What about the documentation, sir? So when can you share that one?
I will be sharing it. There will be a website. Did I show the website to all of you? No, right?
No, sir.
Okay, 1 minute, please. I will. 1 minute, I'm showing. This one. So I need to create a website for you also. This is our previous batches website, and you can see the pages here. You will see the class recordings, you will see study material, content reference, and then you will see the job aid for job reference and something like that, the course curriculum. So this page I have to build. I'll start building today, and all the previous recordings you will find here, something like that. Got it? So this is an internal website which you will only have access to, and I'll share with all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just have to complete some corrections which I will do, because for every batch I have to go and update the content because things are changing. I have to go to every topic. I have to read if anything changed. I have to update. So the biggest problem with Azure course is that only. SQL is much easier. So put the content once, and sometimes you have to change it whenever the new product is there. Then we have to change. Azure things change every 15 days once. Your answer which was correct few weeks back may be wrong right now. So that is why don't remember any numbers and all. Remember the concept, and options will always change. Today, what you see for next batch, it is completely changing. A lot of effort for us from Azure point of view. Okay, take a break. Meet you back in 5 minutes, sir. By the way, 5 minutes means 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes. Watch this. Okay, I'll give you 6 minutes. The time starts now. Please take a break. The recording. Yeah, so welcome back after the break. Let's build a Linux VM also quickly. One second, sir. It's building. This time, right, we will not create one more resource group, sir. The previous one only we will use. Is that okay? The one that you created, same one you use it, please. I'll call it as Linux VM. Location, your choice, sir. Your last time we did South India, right? Now I'll do Central India. Last time we did availability set, right? Now I'll do availability zone. Oh, okay. I'll do availability set itself. So where did I keep the last VM? Do you remember? South or Central? South India. I think it's South India. Yeah. So I'm selecting availability set option. Okay, I did not use availability set. Okay. So I'm selecting Central India. I'm selecting availability set option. I'll call it as KD-ASET1. ASET1. Two fault domains, 5 update domains. That's it, sir. And then that's it. And then here I'll select Ubuntu. Ubuntu 20 is the latest Ubuntu. I'm going for Ubuntu 20.4. Same configuration, sir. Don't select SSH public key because you have to provide a public key here. Rather than that, password is the best way of managing it, sir. Give username, and then I will mention password. Given, sir. I provided the password. Port number. So by the way, for Windows machines it is 3389. For Linux machines it is 22 port. Remote connectivity. 3389 for Windows machines, 22 port for Linux machines. That's also. Then same story. By the way, for HDD I'll select 1.1 update, sir. For Windows machines it will give 127. You already saw this virtual machine which I have created. Go to my computer. Go to this PC. It will show 127 GB C drive, sir, by default without you giving anything, and a temporary D drive of 7 GB for temp space. For temp space, it uses D drive. So Azure uses C drive for obviously operating system, D drive for temp space. 7 GB for temp space. That's also. Same way, when you build a Linux virtual machine, it will give 30 GB disk. Yeah, 30 GB disk, sir. 30 GB disk. So that's it. And how to add extra disks we'll see later. Networking. networking, I'm not changing anything, so I'll keep everything the same. And go to management. In management, here also automatic patching will not come because it is a Linux machine. So ignore that also. Monitoring, I will disable to save money, sir. And then go to review and create the VM. So it's like pretty simple and straightforward. Linux VM we are creating. That's it, sir. Any questions anybody have? The cost is very less for Linux compared to Windows, because operating system cost itself is not there. It is saved.
So which version OS you need to say?
Ubuntu 20.04 or anything you like, but I'm selecting Ubuntu 20.04 because Ubuntu is a free operating system.
Okay, Ubuntu server 20.04 LTS. Okay. Azure user. Username automatically it is coming, sir. Shall I need to give mine?
No, you have to supply, sir. Do you want to share your screen? I can quickly go through it once.
Hard disk, we need to select HDD, correct, sir? Standard HDD.
Standard HDD, yes. Okay, sir, are you done? No, because next time is connectivity to Linux VM. We will do that. Sir, the Linux VM is ready. Mine is ready. Compared to Windows VM, Linux VM builds very, very fast. Hardly in a minute or two max, less than a minute. Public IP is here. Can I ask all of you to stop for a quick second, sir, because I want to show you something. Some of you know this. I'm sure you're working, or if you're not working, then this will be a little detailed walkthrough. So once you create a Linux machine, to connect to Linux machine, there are multiple ways. I'm showing the most traditional and easy and straightforward method, which is putty. Putty, however you call it, sir. Putty download. I'm downloading Putty software. If it's Office laptop and you're not allowed to download, please leave it. If you're allowed, it's okay. Go to Putty download Putty. And sir, just scroll down and you will have your putty.exe tool here. Please obviously download the 64-bit version, sir. I'm downloading. I have Putty now. On my desktop, I have already put Putty. If you can see here, this is the Putty tool. Double click it and put the IP address that you have copied, public IP of your system, sir. And click on open. Do you see port number 22? Yeah, click on open and it would say, are you sure? Yes, accept the encryption channel between your laptop and this Azure Linux VM. Username KDSSG, password ADMIN143123445. That's it, sir. Now, after logging to the Linux machine, what you want to do is your choice. We can install SQL Server on Linux also, or you want to use it for Apache, web server, whatever, it's your choice. So if you all are okay, now time would not be, so we still have 10 minutes. Shall we finish SQL Server on Linux installation on this, then wrap up this week's with a sign off, at least an achievement that we did a Windows VM and a Linux VM with the SQL Server installed on it. Or if you're okay, let's do it next week also. I'm fine with it. It's your choice. Giri will say next week because he's not in the call, but others, if you want now, we can finish it now, or we can do it next week also. Totally your choice.
For me, the username is coming, but it is asking key pair name. What is that? Password
In Azure, No, did you give, what option did you give when is the VM created?
I given.
Can you share the screen, please?
What? Okay. Let me know, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, you should select password option.
Okay, sorry.
Then give the password.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Deepak, are we going with the image with Linux on SQL, or we install?
There is no image with Linux. Is there an image? I think it's not there. Mahesh, is it there? Can you check once? Let me check, sir. Just a minute. I don't think it is there. You're talking about SQL Server, Linux with SQL Server image, right?
Yeah.
I think it's not there in the images list.
On any such image with SQL.
Is it there?
No.
It's not there. Yes, I'm sure it's not there. But
let me confirm. As per the change, only okay, let me tell you what is this. Only one server which has MFTGW01. Yes. Yeah, which we don't want actually.
I think we are not the owners of the server.
Yeah. Yeah.
My VM has been created, sir. So how can I have to connect? I need to install anything?
nothing. So I'm just asking, shall we do? I'm just asking, shall we do Linux VM creation? Sorry, SQL Server on Linux this week, or shall we do it on next week? Is what I'm asking. It takes 10 minutes max. I can finish it off and then better.
Then we go for it.
Shall we go for it? Then fine. Let me share my screen. Giri, it's okay. Done. So I'm sharing my screen. I'll quickly finish it, sir. You also can follow this and complete if you have not done till now. So SQL Server Linux. Just Google for it and you'll get the installation guide from Microsoft. And here, sir, we are going for Windows. Already we know. We are looking for Linux. So we have Red Hat Linux option. We have SUSE Linux. We have Ubuntu. And we also have Docker. Docker I will show you because next week we are doing containers, right? I said I'll show containers next week, sir. Docker I will show you next week how to do. So for today, it is Ubuntu. So the documentation here is here. We just have to blindly follow one by one all the instructions. But sir, blindly following, then the session is not needed, right? So just you can go for it. So directly. So, but we will go through each and every explanation, sir. What is that command for? Then we will start the installation. So in the putty, sir, in the putty, right? Do a clear. Clear command will clear off everything. If the font is little less, I can increase the font of putty. Just give me a minute. Change settings, appearance, font. I can increase to 14. Apply. Is it okay? Better? Okay, let me bet it 16, even better. change settings, appearance, change font to 16. Apply. Yeah. So now each and every command you just have to blindly run it. But sir, let's not run blindly. Let's have a look at it. So first command is, by the way, SQL Server on Linux started from 2017, sir. SQL Server 2017. It's almost 5 years now. And still, I don't know, SQL Server on Linux has not caught that the real attention or real success it has to taste. It's okay. So there you go, sir. So I ran the first command. What will this command do is it will verify the package. It will just verify the package. It will import the keys that you want. Without the GPG keys, you can't. So this command is important for adding the keys, GPG keys, sir. So Linux specific approach. Next one. This command will tell you the location of, by the way, sir, SQL Server 20 Linux installations are not like Windows installations. You will download the software, you will unzip setup.exe. Those days are gone. Especially for Linux, sir, everything is online. Media is also online. You just have to copy this command and it will check whether your repository, the place where your media is located, right? It will be linked. 1 minute, so just wait and watch. Yeah, so it installed some needed packages and it verified that the media location is available or not. So now it's time to install SQL Server. So first command will do GPG keys. Second command will verify the media directory, Microsoft media location is proper or not. And third command will start the installation. But sir, before starting the installation, first you need to run this command. This command will update if there are any update packages missing, sir. Meaning before installing, it will do a proper validation, which it did. Okay. Now time to install SQL Server. This is only one line command to install SQL Server in Linux space. Sudo means your super user do. Run as administrator in Windows is in Linux called as sudo, super user do. And apt get install -y install SQL Server. That's it, sir. Now you know what? It is downloading SQL Server from which software, which location, sir? From this location, whatever you mentioned, this path. So it's downloading from there.
Deepak, I have a question here. Which version it will install?
Yeah, so you will obviously the latest version, because when you don't select any option, it will be the latest version. So you will see that in a minute. Two minutes, right? Did you see the software size, by the way? 300 MB something it will be. I don't know where I saw it just now. Somewhere I saw it, so I just missed. Okay, done. Yeah, so installation almost completing. Oh, so fast? Yes, it is so fast. So then, sir, you need to run this command. So Ambika, your question will come up, will be answered now. So I selected the text, sir. I right click, or KD. I'll not do from here. Okay, then don't do from here. In your documentation itself, you have this command, sir. Configuration command. Run that command. It will ask you some questions. So which version of SQL Server are we installing now? Is it mentioned there?
Standard.
Correct, sir. It is saying you want developer edition, evaluation edition, express edition, which edition you want, but is it saying which version of SQL Server it is? It's not saying. It's not saying. Oh, okay, done. Perfect. No, Ambika, I'll answer the question. 2 minutes. So, sir, I'll go for developer edition because it is free and we'll play with the developer. And it's asking, do you agree for the license terms? Yes, I am agreeing from the license terms. And then it's asking SA password. Sir, in Linux space, we don't have Windows authentication concept, as you know. There is only one authentication, Linux authentication. And second authentication is AD authentication, Active Directory. So only one authentication works, which is Linux. And SQL authentication. And second is AD authentication that works. I'm giving the password second time. Done, sir. And it's configuring SQL Server on Linux. That's all. Finish, sir. This is the process. That's it. And now there is a command with which you can verify Linux SQL Server on Linux started or not. Just a minute. Almost done. So if you noticed what I did, so I copy pasted one by one all the commands and I ran. That's it. Nothing fancy. Yeah. So installation got completed. Just clear the Windows. Clear the screen once and type this command. This command will tell whether your SQL Server is running or not. Systemctl. Systemctl status. Status means it will tell me what is the status of SQL Server. Right now it's what's active and running. How much RAM it is using? 581 MB, because we are not running any queries. And the PID, process ID of SQL Server. In Windows also we have process ID, PID. It's 3273, and that's also. There are two subgroups created and it started 17 seconds ago. Now you run the same command one more time, you will see 40 seconds ago for how long SQL Server is running. You can see here. Better than Windows, huh? Better than Windows. And then, sir, if you want to stop SQL Server in the place of status, 1 minute, please. So if you want to stop SQL Server in the status of systemctl status, right? Put stop. It will stop SQL Server. I have to run as admin, so I have to give password. Or best option, when you run the command, put sudo. Sudo means run as admin, sir. Stop SQL Server. Start. Same command. Start. Status. Same command. Status. Restart is also there, sir. So stop, start, restart, status. Total 4 options are there. Restart means it will stop and start automatically. Any questions, please? So simple, the installation is easy. Online installation, completely online installation. You can stop, start, restart SQL Server. Status, if you do, you can check the status of SQL Server. 9 seconds ago, it got restarted. And 1 minute, sir. KD, that is okay. That is okay. But how do I connect to SQL Server? Right, sir? Connection is very important. So come down. How to install? So without installing tools, right, sir? Tools. It will not work. So copy these commands as is. Again, don't waste time, sir. Just run the commands as is. It will start the installation of your tools also. Okay, done. Run the next command, sir. Import the GPG keys and then run the next command. Verify the repository. Same command. Now it will install SQL Server on Linux tools. Whatever tools you want. Management Studio. Sorry, we don't have Management Studio. Please remember, this is graphical screen, right? It's a command screen, so you don't have Management Studio. So the only colorful screen will be this one, please. Nothing else. That's it, sir. So what is installed now? SQL CMD. After this is installed, now you can connect to SQL Server. Just a minute. So 2 minutes, finishing. So which version do you think, Ambika, it is now? 19 or 2022? Just asking.
It's 19.
Sure?
Yeah.
22, right?
Thanks.
Okay. So please watch this. I'm running these commands as it is. I'm not doing anything great. I'm just copy pasting the commands. Okay, now clear the screen, sir. How to connect to SQL Server is very simple. Do a command like this and put the password, whatever is the password. SA password, whatever you give, please mention it. And I'm connected to SQL Server. Select added version. You only see which version of SQL Server it is. It always pulls the latest product 2022 from online. But KD 2022 is not an official product, right? It's not live yet. I agree, so it's not live yet. It's a RC1. RC means release candidate 1. So it's not an official version. If you want 2019, Ambika, go to the same documentation. On the top, you have a separate link for 2019. 1 minute. This is for 2022. Got it? If you can come down, you can see 2019 link also. We have to go there. That's all. Maybe I'm not seeing it here. I can share the link of 2019. This is 2022 actually.
Yeah, this is the one.
Here it is. Here it is. If you want 2019, this link you have to use. For 2019, there's a separate media. For 2019, there is separate media. For 2022, there is separate media. For 2017, there is separate media. So 17, 19, 2022. These three versions only support SQL Server on Linux as of today. Any questions, sir? Okay, but KD above command then in that case, sir. Okay, one good news for all of us. Open Management Studio in Windows, sir. You have to have Windows laptop, which should be connected to Azure, that VNet that you have, right? So which should be connected to it. If you have any Windows laptop like that, then there is an option. Nothing, sir. From Management Studio, you can connect to the Linux machine directly. What is the Linux machine? What is the IP of our machine now? Here it is. So I'll connect to IP address of the machine, sir. Select a SQL authentication, SA, password, ADMIN143123445. Congratulations, you have access to your Linux virtual machine. SQL Server from Windows machine, I'm connected. Hey, please don't do any magics now. It should connect. Or maybe a firewall or something can be blocking. I have to check, but it will work, sir. This is how you can connect and play. My firewall might block, but it's okay. Normally it will work. So, but sir, mostly everything through command you have to do. Yeah, I think my firewall is blocking, no doubt. Yeah. Any questions, please?
You sure how to connect the putty, please? I'm trying to connect the putty.
You can share your screen, sir. I can walk through just a minute. And meanwhile, let me ping the link to all of you, the link that I used for SQL Server installation. If you want to do 2019, you can do. So complete it now, sir. Please complete it now.
So this firewall issue fixing can be covered in networking, right?
Firewall issue may not allow you to connect, but sir, server we are connecting, right? Somehow we are connecting in the server itself directly. Remote connections, firewall can stop, like for me.
Now, my question is in the real-time scenarios. So once the VMs are created and if you are not able to connect, so that knowledge can be covered in networking concepts, right?
Yes. We are covering in networking concepts.
KD, what if I have Linux in my virtual box?
You can install SQL Server on it directly, but
you know internet on that?
You need internet on that, yes. Hey, by the way, Mahesh, offline version is also available, Mahesh. Offline version, meaning downloading the software and doing it, that is also available, but just letting you know. But it's very complicated. It's a very, very tough approach of doing it. Okay, one second. So what was that? Sorry, who's sharing the screen? Ram. Yes, Ram. You gave your IP, yes, sir. Which IP did you give? Linux IP, right?
Yeah, here it is.
2093.157.43. Yes, please. Please click on open. Is it office laptop?
No, it's my personal.
Okay. It's not connecting to your Linux machine. So do one thing, please. Restart the VM, Linux VM one. On the top, you have restart option. Yeah. What is the IP? 20 dot. One second. Let me try from my PC, sir. Maybe it's your PC issue is what I'm thinking. But let me try from my PC. Yeah, just a minute. I open putty 20.193.157.43, right?
Yeah.
Not working. For me also same issue. It's not even initiating a connection. Strange. You restart. Restart is done, right?
No, it's still going on.
Refresh. Okay, now restarted, right? Can you try now, sir? 3.193.157.43. Not working. So do one thing. Let's create one more Linux VM, sir. Create one more Linux VM. Hey, by the way, everyone, so before you leave the class, right, again, Monday to Friday, please delete the resource group, sir. Everything you have to clean up, or else your money would be wasted. Please delete the resource group, everyone, at last. So now create a Linux VM, sir. Create a new VM. Let's quickly try once.
Can we select auto?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, Srinivas.
Can we select auto shutdown something?
But sir, again, even if you shut down also, hard disk cost is still there, sir. You'll be unnecessarily paying for hard disk. VM CPU memory you will not pay, but for hard disk you will definitely pay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Resource group, yes. Give a name for the VM. Let's try once. Yeah, Linux or something. And then co-center India is fine. Availability zone not needed, so it's a waste of money. No infra. You can go for first. Okay, you want to go availability set? It's your choice.
Okay, sorry.
First option is better. Ubuntu 20.04 Gen 2, right? Gen 2, perfect. x64, 1 CPU, 3.5 GB RAM. Password. Password option. Give username, password, sir. 22 port. Everyone, we are trying once. Just a minute. Disks you can ignore. Yes, HDD. Yes. Go to networking. Sir, networking, do one thing. 1 minute. I just want to see once. Okay. Sir, go for NSG Advanced Network Security Group option. Network Security Group. There only. There. NIC. NIC is there, right? Left side. NIC. That one you make it advanced. Just for trying. Okay. Just trying. Rest all same. Rest all same. Next. Yeah. Disable the monitoring. Yeah. Start VM. Start the VMs.
Okay. Sorry.
That's it. Let's see if it will work or not. Others, is it working, sir? Putty, you are able to connect?
Yes, we.
Okay, so Ambika is able to connect. So 1 minute, I'll just have to wake up my dog. Just a minute.
So shall I click accept?
Click accept.
Access denied.
Password might be not correct. Reset the password.
Oh, I think Ramu. I think.
Do we right click on the session?
No. Clear, because I think username was wrong.
Yeah, I got it. Like right click on top of that white bar in the putty.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I think password or username. Okay, how to clear this one?
No, brother, just right click on the white bar at the top in the putty or else open new session.
Yeah, it's done. It's working.
I'm trying to follow the steps, installation steps.
Yeah, we'll do. 1 minute to now. Okay, where is that workshop?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's working. New VM is working.
New VM working?
Yeah.
So I suspect it was a VM issue, sir. And moreover, NSG advanced. Ambika, did you select NSG advanced or NSG basic?
No,
Basic only, right? Okay. Okay, so Ram is finishing. Anybody else also completing? So please complete quickly. Then we can wrap up. I'll stop the recording here as the content is done. Then you can finish the labs. We'll be reconnecting next week for the remaining topics.